Hey everyone, we are at HTCIA 2017, still in Anaheim, California, and look who I found walking down the hallway. It is Brian Carey. He really doesn't need an introduction, or at least he shouldn't. Google his name if you don't know what I'm talking about right now. When I first, and I'm going to tell a little quick story before I finish introducing you. So if you've ever been through like IASIS trainings back in the days and whatnot, you've got the Bible, right? It was what I used to call my Bible. It was the File System Forensics book. Brian obviously wrote the book. A funny quick story, in one of my past careers, we're at Techno Security in Myrtle Beach. And we're all just kind of hanging out around the bar, drinking, and some guy walks up, just hanging out, and there's a few people from the company I was working with and whatnot, and we're just chatting. I mean, just a couple regular guys chatting, hanging out, and all of a sudden someone else that I worked with came up and says, "Hey, Brian, why are you hanging out with this guy?" Blah, blah, something like that. And I literally stopped with my drink in hand. I went, "Oh God, this is Brian Carey I'm standing here with, right? He's one of what I consider a founder in the industry." So awesome that I blackmailed him. I got pictures to come on to the podcast. You're the CTO of Basis Technology, and you've been in the industry for how long now? I don't want to date you.
17, 20 years.
Yeah, that's awesome, and you're still giving to the community, which is awesome in my book. So at HTCIA, what are you doing? You got a couple speaking events.
Yeah, two talks. We're doing one is on intrusion triage of helping law enforcement try and deal with how do they help investigate intrusions. And it kind of focuses on our Cyber Triage software, which we have a free version that kind of helps law enforcement to kind of do some automated collection, do some analysis of that data to help kind of their citizens kind of try and figure out what happened to computers and what happened, what's going on.
And you said a magic word as a former law enforcement myself. You said free version.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome that you guys do that.
Yeah.
And so where can people go if they want to find out more about
that's all on cybertriage.com. It's kind of the main site for our Cyber Triage product.
Cybertriage.com.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yep. And what was your, you have another talk, two talks? Or is
the other ones are on Autopsy. So Autopsy is our open source software that's 17 plus years old. And so we have a talk on that about actually triaging with Autopsy, but it's more of quick preview type things. If you have a hard drive, you want to do some quick kind of preview investigations of that to see if there's pictures or some kind of things on there. There's some triage features to help you both kind of focus on that content quicker. There's some other cool features that allow you to make an image of the drive as you're analyzing it. So some features now, it's like as we read sector 35 to the analysis, if we haven't seen it before, make a copy of it. And next sector, we kind of make copy of it. So essentially, you can kind of, in theory, skip the imaging step, and you kind of get an image that's kind of a byproduct of analysis. So it kind of helps cut down time. It's pretty cool.
I've downloaded the last several versions of it. I try to keep up on it because I've used Autopsy for I don't know how many years.
Yep.
It's an awesome tool. And if you haven't used it, make sure you go check it out because again, free, right? It's available. It's awesome. Because you just don't get that. And I know some shops that's what they use. That's their tool, and that's what they're very, because you have a Python backend and you have where they can do some customizations, right?
Exactly.
With it, which is fantastic because we've been talking a lot about Python on the podcast. It seems to be coming up. Of course, I was helping Chet out in the whole scenario, so fantastic. So. What else is going on? What brings you to the HTCIA every year? Because I think that you're pretty much on most of these, and you're at the Mertons as well. At the Technos. So.
Yeah, I mean, I come to HTCIA pretty much every year, just kind of, seeing people, kind of talk about Autopsy, and it's a very usually law enforcement focused conference. So you usually come here talking more about the free things you can do in Autopsy. Just kind of give them some tools to do with their smaller budgets. I mean, last year we talked about some of the collaborative features of Autopsy. So you can also do multi-user cases in Autopsy now, where you have a central Postgres database, and you can have collaborators and multiple investigators on the same case, and tagging things on different computers and real-time feedback and results with that. So that's a new feature as well. So we were talking about that last year, and just kind of exposing people to different kind of functionality that's out there for free. So.
That's fantastic. Absolutely great. And it comes here to meet random people in bars that are stalking.
Exactly.
So you talked a little bit about some of the incident response with law enforcement. What do you see? Incident response is not my forte in the slightest, so I'm going to have actual valid questions for you. With that challenge, law enforcement seeing that, what do you see the officers or the investigators most questioning about, like how to do certain things? What's the biggest thing that they come to you with?
I think the big challenge now is whether law enforcement groups start to focus more. That's right. Historically, it's been someone gets ransomware, whatever. There's not much local law enforcement will do with that or have the resources.
Right.
I think they're starting to rethink that. They provide some level of help, even if it's not prosecution, because it could be somewhere around the world. But at least some kind of guidance, guidance for that, some direction for that.
Right.
And so that's where we're getting kind of some interest on that. It's because our tools are kind of built on, they're built on the SwiftKit, and they had some autopsy roots before that, and so they kind of meet that workflow more. They don't require agents to be installed everywhere, and they don't require kind of that that enterprise incident response kind of ability. So they allow folks to do more of that, kind of that, help you out, give some feedback, and kind of help you out with some basic questions.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. If you had to give kind of the summary of that incident response course down in 30 seconds or so, I'm not going to time it.
Yeah.
Kind of sum that up. What's the kind of things that you're showing the first responders out?
Yeah, I mean the talk we did here was really more of trying to get them in more of their mindset. If they're doing this, it's kind of what they're looking for, right? And it kind of breaks into questions of there's either system configuration changes you're looking for, there's some bad user accounts maybe they're looking for, or malware on there, and basically how to approach that in all the places. Because I think one of the big challenges from traditional forensics for law enforcement, child exploitation stuff is you're looking for one thing, right? And they aren't necessarily. Some are trying to hide stuff, some aren't, right? But there's kind of a more simple process. Whereas intrusions, evidence can be all over the place, right? Because people are trying to hide their tracks and blend in. There's a lot more places to look for.
So you're trying to help expand their line of thinking. Say, hey, there's other things you could be looking for.
Yep, exactly.
You're looking for this, but hey, look over here.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. So what is brand new? What's going on at Basis Technology? What's the brand new thing that's out right now? Yeah,
I mean, for us, it's really the big focus has been on, been on the autopsy side, and Cyber Triage is what we're focusing on of, getting the capability out for places. We think Cyber Triage kind of fits this unique area of. There's a bunch of free, command line incident response tools out there that are really great if you're a power user.
Right.
You know how to use them. You can process that output. There's a bunch of really powerful, cool enterprise incident response tools that are built for companies with a lot of money and a lot of expertise, and you can do a lot of really cool, powerful stuff with that. Right. But in that middle, there's not much. Right. There's not much for that kind of automation for your average company. Who wants to do some level of their own triage when they get an alert to figure out. Should I care? Should I call on the outside people, about this? Right. We come across a lot of companies who basically rely on antivirus, and if they get an alert, and if antivirus is happy, they're happy. We're trying to help companies kind of get that step up. Don't have to be forensics experts, but they can do some level of kind of analysis with that. So that's what we're focusing on, is trying to help those companies.
That's awesome.
To do more.
Well, very cool, man. Hey, thank you for stopping by,
no
taking
problem,
a little bit
no
of time, hang out, chat.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it.
Yeah,
all right.
no problem.
And how can people find more information out about Basis Technology?
So
basically Google.
Yeah, you can Google for that. Cyber Triage is cybertriage.com, autopsy is at autopsy.com, or SwiftKit.org, or just Google. So
okay, yeah, that works.
That's it.
All right, Brian, thanks,
Great,
man.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.